We have a breaking news from the International Monetary Fund, IMF. They actually exposed the federal government, saying that the federal government spent over 8.8 trillion unaccounted for. So that money was not raised in the budget. In fact, the money was not in the budget. So if such amount of money is not in the budget, how was that money spent? At least we Nigerians, it's our money. We need accountability. They should be able to account from the loan which they took from the IMF. Was money spent judiciously the way it ought to? Was it personal fund for themselves, or for Nigeria as a whole? Nigerians want to know how that money was spent. Where is the money? We can't have such huge amount of money disappeared without no verifiable source of how the money was spent, or how the money just grew wings and flew away. No, we need proper accountability on how it was spent. So please, we urge the federal government to come out. We need to know, how did you spend that 8.8 trillion? We demand an explanation. We demand an explanation from you people. Because Atiku himself, came out, said the same thing. Obi as well came out, make such allegation as well. You can say it's an allegation in a way, allegedly, as it's normally said. So we need pure, explanation of how the money was spent. You can't just be wasting money unnecessarily while we have a lot of things to do with money. We have a lot of infrastructural decadence in the country at the moment. We need to fix it. We have food problem. So many things. That money will go a long way to softening at least the little problem we are facing. Please, federal government, we need to know. I would like to stop here so we hear more from our analysts.
As you can see, article links ghost agency scandal to IMF missing 2% GDP disclosure. Now IMF actually raised alarm, say, this our government, they spend money outside budget. And when they calculate them, they say now 2% of Nigeria GDP. See now. Now Reuters, now they actually publish with the IMF talk. Nigerians unreported spending, the amount where they spend when no day paper, where they no report, equals 2% of GDP. IMF official says, meaning they spend money outside the budget. Before you go spend money as a government, the money must be inside budget. The amount where you go spend, say this 2026, you should actually put it inside the budget. But they call they spend excess money when no dey inside budget. Money where they no budget for, no record, according to IMF. And the amount now 2% of GDP. Make we see what the IMF talk before we enter articles alarm. As you can see, Nigeria's official budget records do not include all the money the government actually spent. Okay, that is IMF raising alarm. Because some government projects were carried out outside the budget. Now here the corruption day. The country's official budget deficit looks smaller than it really is. See also? The IMF estimates that about 2% of Nigerians' GDP in government spending was not reported and should be included in the official records. It was not reported though. They spend money, they no report am. For what? These missing records make it harder to know the true financial position of the government. And this lack of transparency will make investors no enter Nigeria, because you need all the financial spending, financial obligations of a country or government to understand the economic projection of that country, to understand whether you go bring money enter that country. They say that they spend money, they know their record. They also make it more difficult for the government and the central bank to make good economic decisions, because they may not have the complete picture of the money where they spend. They spend anyhow. Now, we look at Atiku's alarm. Atiku's tweet, they very long ago, he pour his heart, raise alarm, say, all the media houses, activists, all of them, when I not see this report, one I close my ear, more gonna cause you. Now, Atiku write long epistle. Now, because of time, no go fit read them. I don't break them down. I don't summarize them. We go see what the article they talk. There are 11 points. We go look at them one after the other. Number 1, IMF report. Article said the IMF discovered that the federal government spent about 8.8 trillion without putting it inside the official budget. Why this is serious? Because government spending should have appeared in the budget before spending the money. If money is spent outside the budget, Nigerians cannot properly know where it went. They don't know what they use money do, whether they thief am, they collabate the money. Nobody go know. That is the only way to track stealing, but they don't put that for budget. 3, government projects. He said many big government projects were done outside the budget. According to him, these projects were carried out without normal checks and balance, normal checks and supervision. Lagos example, according to Atiku. Atiku said this is the same system, the same racket Tinubu they used for Lagos when he was the governor of Lagos State. He thought say that they spend money before they put up a budget. They go just spend and finish. But normally, every country all over the world, even Nigeria before now, good law where they criticize, they put up a budget before they spend them. He said the same method is now being used across Nigeria. Number 5, 800 billion from state. He thought say 800 billion was taken from money made for state government. He said the state did not get proper explanation for this deduction for state allocation. 27 elections. Atiku thought say this 8.8 trillion will be about 2% of Nigeria GDP. And 800 billion when they deduct from state allocation, it be like say they keep am for 2027 elections. Remember say wetin money no fit do, more money go do am. Ghost agency. He thought say this ghost agency where they allege say one man allegedly created with fake document, where they try to do like this meander upon all the evidence where it shows say the government is aware because of say there's still issue of percentage 48%. When the budget 1.3 billion for and now president sign am, budget office put out for inside budget. I wanna say the agency no dey exist, say all the issues are connected. Both the 8.8 trillion, the 800 billion, and this 1.3, and the way to collabate the money. Now agency where they create, where they take pack money come up from Nigeria. Now take the talk so he said both issues are connected. Number 8, hardship in Nigeria. He thought say they say now fuel subsidy they scatter Nigeria. They come up fuel subsidy. They say now naira they cost Nigeria wahala. The weaken naira, price of goods can go up, interest rate can they very high that most businesses no fit afford them. Say business can struggle. Yet upon all the removal of subsidy, crashing of naira, they thought say they no get money. So the money for subsidy, where the money can go? Get the point. Number 9, his own economic plan. He could drop his economic plan. Atiku said he proposed a plan to help businesses and create jobs during the 2023 election. He said the alleged 8.8 trillion could have been used to support the economy instead. What Atiku wants, the National Assembly should investigate this matter where IMF they raise alarm for. The Auditor General should carry out a full audit. Government should explain where every naira went. The alleged 800 billion should be returned to the state. Anti-corruption agencies should investigate their master. Is it possible? Civil society and international bodies should also take action. If this na America, e dey for Nigeria for where who born monkey. 11. His final message. Article said Nigerians should demand answers. Journalists, activists, investigators, everybody should demand answers about the alleged approximately 8.8 trillion, which is equivalent to 2% of Nigeria GDP, where they spend outside budget, and hold this government accountable. Now the alarm where article raised be that.
And if today is your first time of going to my channel, please subscribe, like, press that notification button for more information. Thank you.